welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaya. If you are new here, hello and welcome. Today is a very special video because I am introducing my beautiful dog, Spooner, to the world, to my YouTube channel. I have had Spooner for about 1.5 years now. He is a full-blooded bloodhound. This video is for anybody who is curious about what it's like to live with a bloodhound. Maybe you're thinking about adopting one and you kind of want to see one in their natural state. And yeah, just get a sneak peek. Bloodhounds are amazing. So I'm so excited for today's video and let's get right into it. I have always wanted to have a bloodhound ever since I was a little girl, even down to the fact that I wanted to name him Spooner. I wanted it to be a bloodhound, a male named Spooner, and I finally was able to achieve that goal. I did adopt Spooner from a very young couple who honestly did not take very good care of him. He was extremely underfed. He was about 60 pounds when I first got him. Male bloodhounds, from what I've read, can range between 90 and 110 typically. So I was like, oh my god, we got so much work to do. And it honestly took about 6 months for him to get up to, 85, 90 pounds. So, and he also was not trained for tracking anything, so, which is fine because I personally just wanted them as a pet and I wasn't really going to use him as a working dog. However, I'll get more onto that in a little bit. So with Spooner, he was extremely underfed, and I could just tell right off the bat that he wasn't exposed to a lot of stuff. He didn't really get socialized that well, and he was afraid of a lot of different things, like trash cans in the street. He would be afraid of kids, which is not a good thing to not be okay with, and he was just very timid when I first got him, so it took a lot of time for us to work with him on building his confidence. As far as their personality goes, they aren't as hyper as some people may lead you to believe. Personally, with Spooner, I have had no extreme hyper activity with him. He does get little spurts here and there, but it's pretty normal from my experience. He can honestly sleep for 15 hours, and I have had to drag him out of the house a couple of times just because I'm like, I know you need to go out, but I also know you want to sleep. I can relate, but we gotta go. Bloodhounds really should be in an enclosed environment unless they are super well monitored. And the reason obviously being because they're, king of smelling and detecting things, everything is centered around the nose. So Spooner does this all the time. He'll be out there smelling things, ears totally off. And this is why actually bloodhounds are on the list of being the dumbest dogs, is because of the reason that everything focuses around their nose and they could literally cross a busy street and get hit by a car because of it. When I was doing just bloodhound research, I was reading about this surgery that most bloodhounds get called a gastropexy, I believe is what it's called. And it's basically to help prevent bloat. If you're like me and you had no idea what this was or have never heard of it, bloat is basically when a dog eats or drinks water too fast and gas just builds up in their stomach. It can cause a lot of problems, shut down organs, and it can basically lead to immediate death. Not to be super morbid unless it's caught super early. So this surgery sews the stomach lining to the chest wall, and that is a way to prevent it. So I did get this surgery with Spooner. Now, if you do get your Bloodhound at a young age, you know, puppy, who is not neutered or spayed yet, they will normally do the surgery at the same time. So that is what happened with Spooner. I felt so bad because he was like, you know, I got him when he was 1 year and 2 months, and the owners previously hadn't neutered him. And so that surgery did have to happen, and that's pretty late for a male. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. There are things that you can do to help prevent bloat without getting the surgery, because obviously surgeries can be expensive for a dog. But it's up to you. You can do your research and find it out from that event. Loud and very messy dogs. So this is definitely something you want to keep in mind if you are in an apartment. I was reading a blog that said, oh, Bloodhounds are fine in an apartment. If you want my honest opinion, I would make sure you're in a home. I would make sure that your neighbors aren't that close by, or, you know, that you're at least on the bottom floor, because they are very big. They're jumpy dogs. When they howl, it's a boom. Yeah. Like, you know, the whole, even Spooner just moved his head. It's that, you know, it's loud, it resonates, and it's, I mean, they don't bark often. Spooner doesn't bark often, but when he does, he does. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. And as far as messiness goes, they're very slobbery. They're so slobbery, in fact, that I have to check my house walls. The walls of my house often, so I can just wash away dried slobber with hair in it and stuff. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. And when he eats, food kind of just drops out of his mouth. Drinking water is like, it's messy. They're very messy dogs. They can't help it though, because they've got big old jowls. It's hard for them to kind of, well, it's hard for Spooner to grab food and like chew on bones. I don't use Spooner as a tracking dog. I don't know what the procedure would be for that. So if, you know, you're just looking to have a Bloodhound as a pet, then you really want to engage them at least in smelling stuff. It's so important to who they are that they just smell things and can track things, and that you're engaging them in what they're really good at, because they are very good at it. I mean, when I engage Spooner in tracking things, put him in his crate, or put him in a room and close the door, and then take a toy or a treat and, you know, rub it on the floor and stuff, and it takes him like less than 10 seconds to find it sometimes. And it's very fun, it's very engaging with him, and he enjoys it, and it helps also to like eat up some of that energy that might be boiling inside of him. Is what do you need to handle your Bloodhound? And handle is the perfect word, because these dogs are high maintenance. They shed. They definitely shed. Not as bad as like a golden retriever in my experience, but they definitely do shed. I usually have to sweep my house once every 2 weeks or so. And they are also very large, very muscular. For me, trying to handle a 104-pound Bloodhound that has his nose to the ground and is just like a train going forward, trying to handle it on a leash, damn near impossible. I don't know how people in the movies didn't just get pulled onto their feet and dragged. When they were, you know, they showed Bloodhounds just on the leashes, you know, just on the collars around the neck. I've been pulled on my ass by Spooner with just a collar, and my boyfriend's been pulled on his ass with, you know, a harness. Like, Spooner is so strong. What I use to help me and accommodate this situation is a face leash. This thing will save your life if you are thinking about getting a Bloodhound. So if you have experience with this, you know, obviously the snout goes in here, you know, it clips, this clips behind the ears, so it kind of just does this whole little face thing. Looks like an alien contraption, but the one feature that I really like about this is that it's different than other face leashes that I've seen, and that it has a little clip here that actually clips onto the dog's collar. So you can clip, you know, the leash to this, have it clipped to the collar, so you have a lot more control of your animal. And I also have to sometimes go to the extreme of, like, you know, face leash wrapped around the ears, clipped to the collar, clipped to my leash, you know, and then I have another clip at the end of this leash that I can clip to the top of his harness. So this harness this leash that I have can clip to face leash, that clips to the harness, so I can have full control over his body movements. And I'm not kidding. It might be something that you need to do if you're not way stronger than your dog. Because they, like I said, nose to the ground and they'll just go, go, go. Helped me when he lunges at other dogs, or, you know, just lunges to get to squirrels or whatever. So this has really helped me. Yeah, that is going to be all of my talking for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and that seeing Spooner put a smile on your face, because he puts a smile on my face every single day, and he's quite a character. So you will see more of him. Tell me what your favorite Spooner moment was in this video. I would love to hear it. And any questions you have about Spooner, or taking care of him, or, you know, what it's like to take care of a Bloodhound, anything else that you're questioning, feel free to let me know, and I'll give it my best shot to answer. And have a great rest of your day.